Designing a crochet baby cardigan part 1. Have I ever made a baby cardigan? No. Am I going to freehand it? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to design my own crochet baby cardigan, and I'm gonna show you guys the process of that, like all the mistakes I make. We'll see how things go. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I do know what I'm doing, but like I don't know how it's gonna go. So I would say I'm pretty experienced with raglan style in the round. I am very confident in my work. I've gained a lot of experience, and I have a little list here on the construction. So first of all, to design this is I need to have my vision, which I do, my construction, how I want it. So here is a list of things that I'm looking for in this project. I want it to be a 0 to 3 month old size. I already have my yarn picked out. It's this one, Bernat Softy Baby Cotton, and I know what hook size I'm gonna use, which is a 4mm hook size. Next up is the type of stitch, the style of it. I'm going with half double crochet, a simple stitch. No waffles, no pom-poms, no alpine, just simple half double. Next, for the construction, I do not want any ribbing. So no ribbing in the collar, no ribbing in the sleeves, no ribbing on the bottom. And here's why, because the vision I have is also no button band. I want it to have 2 ties. So one set of strings here, which you tie into a bow, and a set of strings here ties into the second bow. So 2 ties. I wrote down slip stitch all around because I'm thinking of like a border of slip stitches, which we'll get to that later, what I mean with that. That's just like wrote it down because I think I want it like that. And then the opening, I have to figure out, do I want 1 stitch opening or 3 stitches opening, since we are not having a button band. So that is the vision for the part 1, and in part 2 we're gonna get down to the stitch count and rows and all that. Designing a crochet baby cardigan part 2. Okay, now it's time for the stitch count. So here I have written down, this is based off me wanting a 0 to 3 month old size. The back, I'm gonna do 13 stitches. The arms, I'm gonna do 6 stitches. And for the front, I decided I'm gonna have a 3 stitch opening. That means we do the back, which is 13 stitches minus 3 for the 3 stitch opening. That will be 10, and divide that by 2 for each side. So the front will be 5 stitches on each side, which brings us to, and I'll put like a little picture here of this so you can see like up close, which brings us to our first row construction, which will be 5V, 6V, 13V, 6V, 5. And V means like each of the seams or corners. So there's 2 here and 2 in the back. That separates arms from front and back. And the V means half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet in the same stitch. So that would mean this whole line for the first row, that is 39 stitches. That means to start this project, I will need to chain 40. And I went down as to the yoke. I want to do 13 rows in the yoke. And I'll finally start the crocheting in the next part 3. Designing a crochet baby cardigan part 3. Okay, excuse the background noise, but I have made my first row. It's not much. I don't know. How do I show you guys? Like that. And I think I already have come across my first problem or mistake. Well, technically not mistake because I didn't do anything wrong. It's just a problem. So this is looking a little tight, like the sizing, to where it's gonna be way too like tight around the neck for the baby, and I don't like that. So what am I gonna do to change this? So here's how I'm planning to fix this. We're still keeping the same construction, the same like stitch count and all that. I want 13 rows in the yoke. The only thing is that means I need a bigger opening, so I'm gonna have to like start off from row 2, for example, or row 3. I'm still trying to figure that out. Like I did the math over here for row 2 and 3. I think I'm gonna go with 3. So if I was to restart this, because I will be restarting this. So when I restart this, if I go with row 2 would be 6V, 8V, 15V, 8V, 6, which is 47 stitches, which is chain 48. That would mean originally the yoke would have been 13 rows, but to keep this the same size, since I'm starting on the second row and the second row will be counting as row 1, I'm gonna have to do 12 rows in the yoke then. Now that is a chain of 48. I'm not sure if I like that opening or if I want to go with a bigger opening and start on row 3. For row 3, that would be 7V, 10V, 17V, 10V, 7, which is 55 stitches and a chain of 56, which would bring us to having the yoke row count of 11. If that makes sense. So I'm gonna have to restart this and see you in part 4. Designing a crochet baby cardigan part 4. So I went in with my new first row. Actually, let me show you guys the overhead view for comparison from the previous one. Okay, so here's the comparison. This was the previous one, the original one, and here's the new one. This one was the one over here that I originally did of 39 stitches, and this one right here, I actually went with this one. So technically the third row of 55 stitches. So that means I will only need 11 rows total in the yoke. Then if I was to do that one, I would have needed 13 rows, because if I stick with this one and did 13 rows and I stick with this one and do 11 rows, these will end up having the same amount of stitches on the last row. So now I'm gonna go crochet the yoke until I have a total row count of 11 rows. My yoke is all completed. I have 11 rows total here, with my last row being 17 V, 30 V, 37 V, 30 V, 17. So 17 stitches V, 30 V, 37 V, 30 V, 17. Now for row 12, I'm going to separate the sleeves from the body. So here's my ending, and how I'm gonna do that is crochet all the way here, which is 18, and then into this V space, not the stitch but the space, I'm going to make 1/2 double, skip the arm, all these stitches, and another 1/2 double, and then crochet all the way around, 1/2 double into the V space, skip all these stitches that are from the arm, 1/2 double into this V space, and then back to the front. Okay, so I have completed row 12, which is splitting the sleeves. Here's a little bit of a close-up here, just like I explained doing. And now I'm in the body. So I think I'm gonna go in with 15 rows, and then I'll see if I like how it looks, the length or not. So as I go, you know, I'll add more rows, but I think I'll do 15 rows. Should be the right proportion. 15 more rows, so not in total 15 rows, but 15 more rows. So 12 plus 15, 27. Yeah, so follow along for the finished body in part 5. Designing a crochet baby cardigan part 5. Okay, so the body is all complete for the cardigan. I know in my previous part 4 I said I'm gonna do 15 more. I actually ended up doing 20 more rows because I had to consider the fact that there is no ribbing in this style. So I had to add extra rows, you know, to make up the size since there's no ribbing. And I think this is a good size. Next up is doing the shoulders. The arms. Now for the sleeves. I'm going to start in this one stitch under the arm. So it's like this little dash over here. And then the rest is the stitches that we skipped, which is 32 stitches plus this stitch, 33 all together. And this is made in the round, so at the end of the round, slip stitching into the first stitch, chaining one, and turning, going the other way. And that way it creates like a seamless way. There will be gaps, like you can see these little gaps, which is not a big issue because I will close them off when I'm sewing in this tail over here. As for how many rounds I'm gonna do for the sleeve, I'm leaning towards 17. Again, not set in stone. I'll see as I go how I like the length. I have completed the sleeves, and what I did for the sleeves was 18 rounds, and then on round 19 I did 1/2 double crochet and then 1/2 double crochet, 2 together, repeating all the way around. And lastly, I finished off with a row of slip stitches to give it like this border type of thing. And I just did that to both sleeves. And next up is the ties, the last part of the cardigan. That I will be doing in the next part, part 6. Designing a crochet baby cardigan, part 6. Okay, so where are we here? We got the yoke done, the body done, the sleeves done, and it leaves us with one less step, which is the ties, and we're 100% done with this cardigan. So I need to figure out how to make the ties. So they're gonna be a set here and like somewhere over here. I'm also gonna see how I'm further down. Probably gonna put stitch markers. But I wanna make a border kind of slip stitches, kind of how I did on the sleeves. So I need to incorporate it to where I'm doing the ties and then border, tie, border, all the way around. So it's like one continuous row. That way there's less ends to sew in. Here's the border and the ties all done. So I started over here. I went and I chained 31, and then I single crocheted 30 stitches, and then I slip stitch, chained 31, single crocheted 30 stitches, slip stitch. In the corner I did 2 slip stitches for like a turning point, then went all the way around, slip stitching around, corner 2 slip stitches, slip stitch back up with 1 slip stitch into each row, chain 31, 30 single crochets, slip stitch, chain 31, 30 single crochets, and that is how I made my 2 sets of ties that I will tie into bows. And here is the finished cardigan. All the ends are weaved in. Everything is 100% done. I love it. It's just so adorable. It's kind of crazy how I just had this like idea in my head and now it's like a finished project. I will never like get over the like high you get from creating something. I love it so much. I'm going to name this cardigan Double Bow Cardi. You know, because double bows, 2 bows, double. Yeah, I love it. This is my double bow cardi, and I'm finally testing the waters of pattern writing. I am going to publish a pattern for this. The thing is, I am fairly new to this, so it's going to be just the one size, which is this size, the 0 to 3 month size. But I'm excited. It was pretty fun, and I definitely see myself starting to write patterns more. I was just like scared, you know, of the whole concept of pattern writing, but over time I've learned more about all the stitches and like how to word it on paper. So yeah, check out my new pattern, my first ever pattern that I have published. I hope you guys like it.